Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Jai Hind. Historical events of 6 July. A journey through time of 6 July 2025, Sunday. Today's 6th July highlight in history. 1614. Raid on Zejtun. The southeast of Malta and the town of Zejtun suffer a raid from Ottoman forces. This was the last unsuccessful attempt by the Ottomans to conquer the island of Malta. 1630. 30 Years' War. 4,000 Swedish troops under Gustavus Adolphus land in Pomerania, Germany. 1685. Battle of Sedgemoor. Last battle of the Monmouth Rebellion. Troops of King James II defeat troops of James Scott, 1st Duke of Monmouth. 1715. Pope Benedict XIV suppresses the Patriarchate of Aquileia and establishes from its territory the Archdiocese of Udine and Gorizia. 1777. American Revolutionary War. Siege of Fort Ticonderoga after a bombardment by British artillery under General John Burgoyne. American forces retreat from Fort Ticonderoga, New York. 1779. Battle of Grenada. The French defeat British naval forces in the Caribbean during the American Revolutionary War. 1791. At Padua, the Emperor Leopold II calls on the monarchs of Europe to join him in demanding the King of France Louis XVI's freedom. 1801. First Battle of Algeciras. Outnumbered French Navy ships defeat the Royal Navy in the fortified Spanish port of Algeciras. 1809. The second day of the Battle of Wagram. France defeats the Austrian army in the largest battle to the date of the Napoleonic Wars. 1854. The Republican Party of the United States held its first convention in Jackson, Michigan. 1885. Louis Pasteur successfully tests his first vaccine against rabies on Joseph Meister, a boy who was bitten by a rabid dog. 1887. David Kalakaua, monarch of the Kingdom of Hawaii, is forced to sign the Bayonet Constitution, which transfers much of the king's authority to the legislature of the Kingdom of Hawaii. 1892. 3,800 striking steel workers engaged in a day-long battle with Pinkerton agents during the Homestead Strike, leaving 10 dead and dozens wounded. 1917. World War I. Arabian troops led by T. E. Lawrence, the Lawrence of Arabia, and the Odi Ibutai capture Aqaba from the Ottoman Empire during the Arab Revolt. 1918. The Left SR uprising in Russia starts with the assassination of German ambassador Wilhelm von Meerbach by Cheka members. 1919. The British dirigible R-34 lands in New York, completing the first crossing of the Atlantic Ocean by an airship. 1933. The first Major League Baseball All-Star game is played in Chicago's Comiskey Park. The American League defeated the National League 4-2. 1936. A major breach of the Manchester, Bolton and Bury Canal in England sends millions of gallons of water cascading 200 feet, which is about 61 meters, into the River Irwell. 1937. Spanish Civil War. Battle of Brunete. The battle begins with Spanish Republican troops going on the offensive against nationalists to relieve pressure on Madrid. 1939. Anti-Jewish legislation in pre-war Nazi Germany closes the last remaining Jewish enterprises. 1940. Story Bridge, a major landmark in Brisbane as well as Australia's longest cantilever bridge, is formally opened. 1941. World War II. The German army launches its offensive to encircle several Soviet armies near Smolensk. 1942, Anne Frank and her family go into hiding in the secret annex above her father's office in an Amsterdam warehouse. 1944, Jackie Robinson refuses to move to the back of a bus leading to a court martial. 1944, the Hatford Circus fire, one of America's worst fire disasters, kills approximately 168 people and injures over 700 in Hartford, Connecticut. 1947, referendum held in Sylhet to decide its fate in the partition of India. 1947, the AK-47 goes into production in the Soviet Union. 1957, Althea Gibson wins at the Wimbledon Championships, becoming the first black athlete to do so. 1957, John Lennon and Paul McCartney meet for the first time as teenagers at Woolton Fete, 3 years before forming the Beatles. 1962, as a part of Operation Ploshware, the Sidan nuclear test takes place. 1962, The Late Late Show, the world's longest running chat show by the same broadcaster, airs on RTE1 for the first time. 1964, Malawi declares its independence from the United Kingdom. 1966, Malawi becomes a republic with Hastings Banda as its first president. 1967, Nigerian Civil War. Nigerian forces invade Biafra, beginning the war. 1975, the Comoros declares independence from France. 1982, while attempting to return to Sheremetyevo International Airport, Aeroflot Flight 411 and Ilyushin Tu-62 crashes near Mendeleevo, Moscow Oblast, killing all 90 people on board. 1988, the Piper Alpha drilling platform in the North Sea is destroyed by explosions and fires. 167 oil workers are killed, making it the world's worst of offshore oil disaster in terms of direct loss of life. 1989, the Tel Aviv Jerusalem bus 405 suicide attack. 16 bus passengers are killed when a member of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad took control of the bus and drove it over a cliff. 1995, in the Bosnian War under the command of General Ratko Mladic, Serbia begins its attack on the Bosnian town of Srebrenica. 1996, a McDonnell Douglas MD-88 operating as Delta Air Lines Flight 1288 experiences a turbine engine failure during takeoff from Pensacola International Airport, killing 2 and injuring 5 of the 147 people on board. 1997, The Troubles. In response to the Drumcree dispute, 5 days of mass protests, riots, and gun battles begin in nationalist districts of Northern Ireland. 1998, Hong Kong International Airport opens in Chetlapko, Hong Kong, replacing Kai Tak Airport as the city's international airport. 2003, the 70-meter Yevpatoria planetary radar sends a METI message to 5 stars HIP 4872 HD 245409 55 Cancri HD 10307 and 47 Ursae Majoris. The messages will arrive to these stars in 2036, 2040, 2044, and 2049 respectively. 2006, the Nathula Pass between India and China, sealed during the Sino-Indian War, reopens for trade after 44 years. 2013, at least 42 people are killed in a shooting at a school in Yobe State, Nigeria. 2013, a Boeing 777 operating as Asiana Airlines Flight 214 crashes at San Francisco International Airport, killing 3 and injuring 181 of 307 people on board. 213, a 73 car oil drains derails in the town of Lac Mégantic, Quebec, and explodes into flames, killing at least 47 people and destroying more than 30 buildings in the town's central area. 2021, an Antonov AN-26 operating as Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky Air Flight 251 crashes on approach to the Palana airport, killing all 28 aboard. 2022, the Georgia Guidestones, a monument in the United States, are heavily damaged in a bombing and are dismantled later the same day. Your daily dose of wisdom ends here, but the journey never stops. Thank you very much for your patience. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel.